The headline says it all. How do I get my white son to stop saying the N-word?
Whom amongst us?
He
dude?
says his black friends are fine with it, but I'm not. So here's the letter. Dear Karen Feeding, I am the white father of a 13-year-old white son. We live in a very diverse area, and several of my son's friends are people of color, mostly black. Recently, I heard my son call one of his friends the N-word. I was obviously furious and immediately explained that he does not get to say that word. He responded by saying his black friends said he could. His friend also told me that I, a white person, don't get to choose who says that. After his friend left, I told him that his friends do not get to speak on behalf of all black people, and he should never say the word. He reiterated what his friend said, that as a white person, my opinion here did not matter. I followed up by asking him to ask his friend's parents about the matter. He said he uses the word in front of several of them all the time in their homes, and they don't care. We ended by me telling him I don't want to hear it in my house, which he agreed to. But I worry he is freely using this word out in the world and does not understand the ramifications, both in the pain it can cause people to hear a white person say the N-word, but also the damage to his life it could cause. I thought about reaching out to some black friends and neighbors to talk to him, but I don't feel it's the job of black people to educate white people on racism. It makes me feel very uncomfortable saying his black friends are wrong and that I, as a white person, am right when it comes to usage of that word. But I don't know what else to do. How can I get him to understand that he can't say that word despite his friends saying he can?
Wait, by the way, this is every kid that replies, "This ain't it, Chief," on Twitter.
Yeah.
This is just,
Yeah.
you're just describing every one of those kids.
The B emoji kids on Twitter.
the B emoji kids.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. His friend said he could say it, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like that checks out, right? You just need one person.
Well, like, you guys know Mike Perry, right? Like, we all know Mike Perry.
Could you explain a little bit to our listeners who maybe aren't familiar with Platinum Mike Perry, who he is?
Platinum Mike Perry is a guy who is dumb for the world of MMA fighters. He could be the dumbest singular MMA. Like, he could be the dumbest guy under UFC contract. And he's a white guy who says the N-word.
Okay.
And his reasoning is he got 2% African on 23andMe. And also his friend Tyron Woodley told him he could say it. And he was confronted with a similar issue.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a kid, like the subject of this column. He's a grown adult. He's like my age. And so a black fighter told him to stop saying it. And instead of resorting to 23andMe, my black friend said I could say it, he said, you know what? I'm not the first white boy to say it, and I definitely won't be the last. And it's like, how do you... There's a certain type of idiocy. Like, you just can't argue with it. Like, what the fuck are you going to say to that?
But it's such a challenge, that question, because it is like, I mean, it's an inherently hilarious situation. I started resorting to like a lot of reasonable ways to get him out of the pickle. But then at the end of the day, it is funny to imagine a father just sitting, like, I mean, he's 13. So it's like, it's weird that he's even getting to that point in the conversation with his son. Just like, I would prefer that you don't say the N-word, son. He's like, nope.
I gotta figure
well,
this is
shit. What am I gonna do here?
You have to figure it's super common though, right? More than ever, this problem, because I think like G Unit made it so that like more exurban and suburban kids and upper middle class kids, even more than before, because there was always like a big contingent of like well-off white kids who loved rap.
This was a huge problem at, I think, all of our high schools.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone, but it's got to be more than ever, because you just like, if you're a kid, you can just watch like shitty Instagram comedians.
Yeah,
you just want to say it so bad at that age.
I think what she needs to do is she needs to cancel her son.
Yeah, just to do a call out post to her son.
Well, no, this is a dad. This is a dad writing about his son.
He needs to call out his. Yeah, he needs to call out his son.
I mean, what can you even? I think literally only thing you can do is just keep telling him like why it's bad, and then eventually hope he gets older and gets embarrassed.
The only answer is to just shame. To just shame.
Yeah,
shame,
or that.
shame.
It's a tough, like, as much as how funny this is, I'm like, God, I'm glad I don't have a kid.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, right? Like, if someone gave like one of your kids' friends
you could,
are like,
do your
he
best
can say it.
Just like, oh, goddamn, like, I did a good job. I thought I did a great job raising my son. He can't stop saying the N-word. Just comes in, he just runs around saying the N-word all day.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a larger problem. I mean, did you have to have a conversation with your parents not to swear? Like,
sort of.
Just like you say fuck in front of your parents, and then they're like, don't say that. And you're like, well, actually, I think I can.
Right? Yeah.
Just
no,
I feel like it was just
I never cussed in front of my
didn't
parents.
ended with getting a shoe thrown at me or something.
I had that conversation with my parent, but it wasn't like, don't say that or we'll punish you. It was like, you sound stupid. Like, you think you sound like, oh, you think you're being like epic. You think you're being like bad Santa? You're stupid. You're like a chubby little kid. You think you sound cool.
You have
Shut
to
up.
blame your kid for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I-
That's what they have to do to the N-word kid, dude.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about this question is like the
I
dad
hope he
is
doesn't sound cool when he says
the
it.
dad is writing in, but I like is like in his like in his asking advice, he's already detailed how he's been checkmated at every turn by both his son's friends and their parents.
Yeah.
So he's really like his only recourse is to write into Slate.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've been checkmated, and it's just like, sir, I don't know what to tell you. Your son is just extremely cool, cooler than you.
Yeah.
Probably.
Where can I get
yeah,
the
this
black
one's inspiring.
perspective on this? Oh, Slate magazine. Perfect.
You have to figure Slate is like their biggest single readership are like sort of squishy, crunchy dads who are terrified of
listen
their
to Spoon.
13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Who are just effortlessly outmaneuvered and intimidated by their 13-year-old sons. That's got to be like their entire readership.
Every time we talk about it, he dabs on me. I don't understand what it means.
My son is waking up in the middle of the night going, yeah, yeet, and doing the floss dance on my bed. He's 4. That's
Are
like,
all the questions like that? I mean, I think I need to start reading this more.
I mean, that one was like the cream.
That's cream of the
like
crop.
That was probably the best question. But I mean, I guess my advice to this dad is, just be like, don't say it. I don't want to hear it in front of me. What you do with your friends, like, but like, as a white dad, you can't revoke a hood pass that's been given freely.
I want to be like I want to be like the cool N-word dad. Like all the kids, dude. I'd rather they say it under my roof.
Wait.
out there.
Oh my god, that is actually that is perfect. That's the reverse psychology.
Yeah.
You become the super cool dad.
Yeah, I'm just constantly dropping it. And so they're like, wow, this word actually sucks now.
This sucks.
Yo, what's up?
You're like, no, I'm not Mr. Biederman. Please, I want you to refer to me as the N-word.
Yeah. They're like, I thought this was cool, but this fucking sucks, dude. Let's
Now-
not
that is
say this
like-
word anymore.